Good morning, everyone. This is Bookless with its Hindu editorial discussion on 14th March 2019. So, we are going to discuss these articles in order to confine your prelims preparation along with your mains preparation. So, we'll go into the first article, which is about the IIP index, which has been recently released by CSO. And this article is not mainly based for the exams because it will come. Another report will come before the exam too. So, just taking the looks, IIP, which has been expanded 1.3 percentage in January, clear loss from 3 percentage from December, and there was 8.7 percentage in January 2018. That is the last year. So by making these all things, there is need for employment generation, and the core industries has to be mainly focused like textile and all. It is being said by the writer, which is known for the just facts, knowing of these all things. It has to be known. So going into the next article, that is the CPI, which is accelerated, which in the report which is said that it is 4-month high, that is 2.57 percentage. The persistent deflationary trend, but it is being said by the writer that there has been a deflationary trend, that is the prices is being low in respect to in some farm items, that is deeply disquieting, reflecting as it does a collapse in pricing power in the agrarian heartland. So there has been a deflation which is being seen in rural areas, and there is, but while urban consumers, it has been said that may cheer the increased affordability of vegetables and fruits. Rural demand for manufactured goods will remain depressed unless there is a meaningful turnaround. So there has been saying that the rural is being in distress and the urban may feel a bit relieved. Talking about the next point, which can be not used for many other perspectives also. Saudi Arabia committed to deepening its production cuts. So it is being reducing its production cuts in order to keep crude oil prices well supported. So in order to keep the crude oil prices well maintained at a threshold, Saudi Arabia is deepening its production cuts. It appears like unlikely that India's fuel and energy costs will stay soft for much longer. That is, the writer is indicating that the rise in fuel prices may come in India due to this process done by Saudi Arabia. So, and he is concluding with that the Reserve Banks, that is Monetary Policy Committee, may reduce the interest rates. They may cut the interest rates in their next meeting too. So it has been this is for the general aspect that we all have to know. That's why we discuss this article. So we'll go into the next one, that is mainly the India-Pakistan relationship. So it is develop a sophisticated counter-terrorism strategy while excluding a vision of peaceful coexistence. So this article has been made by this article is mainly concentrating on counterterrorism strategy and a peaceful coexistence. So this article can be used in your answers, which gives a developed and maintained a balanced answer in case of any question comes in case of India and Pakistan. So writer starts with that it is true that national elections are coming and the political campaign is being publicizing these airstrikes, which is indicating top leaders. There is little doubt on that score, and many have called upon the government to resist from brazen use of the national security card in mobilizing public opinion. So the writer is being saying that the national security card is being mobilized for making public opinion. But he, first criticizing these whole things, he comes into the format of favoring the government decision, that what has India got from airstrikes. Some debate that what has we got from these doing airstrikes. This is the main thing which have been said, that the preemptive self-defense, that is the government of India too have said that it was non-military preemptive strikes. That is a right that has been an exclusive privilege of the Western powers. When many developed powers like US and all truly intrude in other territories, they also use the same term. So this has been legitimized by the reaction and behavior of the great powers during the crisis. So this has been used by India, which is shocking to many countries, and many countries are being supportive to India too. So in strategic vocabulary, would be described as active defense, that we have gone into their territory and we have been done we are being do, we have done our operation. So that is called as active defense. The passive defense being when you fight on terms set by your adversary. So although Pakistan cannot be isolated, the writer also says that, yeah, he talks about that Pakistan cannot be isolated. Its patrons and allies are deeper, stronger, but he says that it has been pursued in their own interest to influence Pakistani behavior. That is, India has been, because of India has being having greater ties, allies, and all, there has been a persuasion in Pakistani behavior, which is given by some evidence by the writer. That is the recent visit of Chinese counterpart into Pakistan and many other happenings in Pakistan and in international forum too. So this can be the evidence of that. Unless India conceives a broader plan to alter Pakistan's behavior and its internal setting, it will find it difficult to sustain international support, and it would only embolden the Pakistan army to up the ante, knowing the Indian side is utterly unprepared for a serious game. That is being said by the writer. The main inference from this article is that, as we have said in the first subheading in the article 2, this is being a balanced way. India can engage in a calculated risks, avoid publicizing everything it does, and yet remain receptive to engagement with the civilian government, and more importantly Pakistani people, towards whom it must exclude a vision of peaceful coexistence. So we can see that there has to be a calculated risks, maintaining publicizing, avoiding that publicizing, the receptive to engaged into the civilian government, and also maintaining a strategic plan too. So but not by fully isolating the Pakistani people. It is also being read by the article. The writer also says that the greatest danger that can befall us in coping with this problem is that we shall allow ourselves to become like those with whom we are copying. So we may become like them too. That is by saying, the writer is being said by like. There are other two articles too. That is the Indian women on police, which will be done after the prelims, because we will be going to detail among women in employment, women in politics, women in police, and in different aspects of that. We will go into detail among women in all spheres. We have also discussed it earlier in this month itself, women in UN. So we will go into detail post prelims. So there is one more article which is related to Ayodhya settlement, Ayodhya dispute, and the recent um, recent statements and procedures which is being initiated by Supreme Court. So that's not important for our discussion. So these are all for today. Thank you very much for the discussion.